Hey there, and welcome to function number 11. Now, this one is called areAllNumbersEven and receives an array of numbers as a parameter and returns a boolean indicating if all the numbers are even or not. For example, if our array is 4, 6, -8, and 14, then the output should be true, right? All numbers in this array are even. However, if our array is 12, 22, 1, and 40, the output should be false. We have at least one element in this array which is odd, and that's element with index 2, and its value is 1. Now, if you want to solve this function for yourself, click on the link in the description. If not, keep watching. So I'm going to go here into the code area, and before I start implementing the solution, I want to discuss a little bit about methods on arrays. These are very important as a JavaScript developer. So let's create an array here. And maybe you know, maybe you don't, but we have some methods on arrays that we can use, right? We say that there are some methods on the array prototype. For example, we have for each. So if we want to iterate through all elements in an array, we have the for each methods on every array. This method will receive a callback, so another function as a parameter, and this function will receive each element one by one. We're going to put here the parameter, so let's call it number, and we can do a console log. If we look at the console, we can see all elements of the array are listed in order. Now, for each is not the only one. We have a lot of functions on arrays that help us do various things. So we have for each, we have filter for filtering an array, keeping only some elements. We have map from transforming elements inside the array from one value to another value. We have reduce and many others. Now, the one I'm interested about today is every. Now, this function will return a boolean, true or false, if every element in the array passes a certain test. So, for example, if I want to check that all elements in the array are bigger than 10, I'm going to put here return number bigger than 10. And I'm going to console log this. Just give me 1 second and I think it's going to be a lot clearer. Okay, so we get false, which is correct. Not all numbers are bigger than 10, right? We have 4, 6 here. But what happens in the function? So every returns a boolean, true or false. It will return true if every number in the array passes this test. So the test is the function we pass to every. Now this test function also will return true or false, right? So if the test function is true for all elements in the array, the every function will return true. Otherwise, we get false. And in our case, we get false because it's not true for every element. Now, going back to our function above, let me comment this. Let's put this in a result. And how should we write the test? Well, that's to test that something is even. I'm going to say number. The remainder of the division by 2 is 0. And return result. Now, before I submit the test, let's test it. So console log areAllNumbersEven of, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we get false. That's good. Let's also test 4, 6, and 12. And we get true. Let's test our solution. And voila, everything's good. Now, before I'm closing the video, I just want to make sure to re-emphasize how important those functions are. You're going to use them every day. And I'm not talking just about the every function, but of all the functions on arrays. So for each, filter, map, reduce, every, sum, and many others, you're going to use a lot. So it's very important to learn about them. There are also some exercises in this tutorial about array functions. So you're going to get some practice here as well, but it's also very important for you to practice on your own. So this being said, cheers and see you in the next one.